How well do you know your state?
Let's find out. Cannibals.
Sure.
Albino cannibals.
Yes, so we are using the book, Weird PA. Where is it? I don't know. Okay. That one. Yes, we are using that book.
By Mr. Matt Lake.
Yes. So we are going to be talking about the albino cannibals of Ghost Mountain.
That can't be. That cannot be.
Yes.
All he said was albino cannibals PA. It's just such a ridiculous.
Yeah?
Yeah. You bookmark it. Let me see. Let's see if this is actually. Okay.
Yes. So there's a couple sections from the book. So this section is called Beyond the Pale, the albino cannibals of Ghost Mountain. Tales of strange people bonded together in self-policing communities are common throughout the states and indeed throughout the world. Pennsylvania is no exception. These communities can involve anybody out of the ordinary, but the particular favorite candidates for such campfire scare stories are albinos. There's nothing like a lack of pigmentation to send the overactive imagination into a tailspin. Pale skin and pale blue or red eyes are stuff of vampires, and indeed, some believe that albinos' discomfort with bright light may have led of the tales of the night-walking bloodsuckers. But if any communities of albinos do exist in the mountains of Pennsylvania, let's inject a sense of civility into the proceedings here. Driving around people's homes at night with the intention of disturbing them is a form of persecution. Let's treat these stories as what they are. Good fun and not a call out to an innocent group for unpleasant treatment. Next section, is called Child Stealing, Rock Salt Shooting, Circus Escaping, and Breeding Clan. Which is a lot.
And this part's from the book.
Yeah, we're still in the book. Ready for it?
Oh, yeah.
Every rural area in the country seems to be inhabited by a reclusive band of albinos. We here in Suttersville, PA, have our own. These cannibalistic, child-stealing, rock-salt-shooting, circus-escaping, inbreeding clan of albinos are said to live high up in the woods on Haycock Mountain, and were the stuff of legend in my childhood. They're said to waylay unwary travelers and eat them. They supposedly sometimes raid local farms for livestock and leave gruesome evidence behind. Local police know of their existence and are scared to go up the mountain.
So it's like wrong.
Kinda. Yeah. I guess. They live in a concrete house with no windows and throw firecrackers at passing cars in the middle of the night. They hide in trees and drop down on unsuspecting hikers, dragging them away to become dinner for the rest of the clan. They block back roads and perform unspeakable rites on moonlit nights. They cavort like fairies amongst the trees, frightening passers-by with their unnatural complexion. Sightings of them flitting from tree to tree and being mistaken for errant specters even supposedly gave one local road its name, Ghost Mountain Road.
Didn't say a word. Albino, inbred, monkey cat. So they can climb really well as well as having a sensitivity to bright light.
I guess. I mean, I think it's supposed to be like the different types of like elusive, like Bigfoot. How Bigfoot can go anywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere he wants, and you're never gonna see him. Like I think it's kind of they're treating this like almost like a cryptid, I guess,
Yeah.
but like a group of them. That's what I think, because that's what this sounds like. It's like things that look natural but act unnatural.
Yeah, like the Jersey Devil.
Right.
They say he sits on the tops of trees and swoops down in the pine barren. Have you seen a sketch, like one of the first sketches of the Jersey Devil?
Yeah.
Those chicken feet, I don't think they're gonna like do much. That's just good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just things that look that resemble things that we know as familiar, but turns out to be not. You kind of keep looking at them.
Right.
Yeah. So that's, I think, what this story is going to. My own investigations into this have turned up plenty of stories and supposed eyewitness accounts, with some proof in the form of rock salt residue blasted into cheap paint jobs of local high schools and arrows. But of the albinos themselves, not a trace. Although I did find 2 abandoned houses, one with all the bathtubs and sinks filled up with a mixture of mud, leaves, and what may have been water. A search of local newspaper archives has revealed a depressing lack of corroborating evidence here. But hey, not all news gets reported, you know? That story was submitted by Amy McCormick. Right section of this story. Yeah. This is another person who believes in this.
Okay.
There's a place we all call Ghost Mountain, actually Paycock Mountain, near an old covered bridge where local legend has it that someone had hanged himself. It's also said that if you turn on your car 3 times, your car will cease to start on the 4th time. You can really get a sense of bad vibes around that area. There's a house near there where albinos live. The story with them is that if you dare to go on their property, they will chase you away with a shotgun in hand. A couple of my friends found this out to be true. It's from Melissa. Jeez. So this next section of the story is from a guy named Marco. The albino house. I never saw the actual albinos myself, but I did see the house. It's pretty strange. You have to go down a dirt road, and just before you reach a cool old-timey red-covered bridge. On the way to the place down the bumpy dirt road are little doors into the side of the hill. Strange tunnel complexes, hobbit holes, and other freaky stuff. Turns out they are really root cellars, but who the hell knows what a root cellar is anymore? Doesn't so.
You know, I can see it as if these are just regular albino people.
Right.
And they've been ridiculed their whole lives, and they just stick to the farm. Like, they're still growing livestock and whatnot.
Right.
So they have a regular food source.
Like they're just off-grid.
Yes, exactly. And then people just come up with what people to slander and just label the weird, like we said before.
Right.
I think that's all.
Yeah. And this is the conclusion to the excerpt. There's a place I'd like to take my friends to that are new to the ghost scene. It's called Ghost Mountain, and it is in Bucks County, past Palisades High School. It's a pretty cool place. Dirt road, once you turn onto the road, you see this, in which sometimes you're going to see an elderly lady upstairs knitting. But the great thing about her is that you can see right through her. Across the road from the house, there's a wine cellar that goes into each side of the hill. Each of my friends have different stories of what they've seen when they opened it. The different stories are that they have a huge dark shadow standing right there when they open it. The shadow is sitting in a chair with his head down. So I guess that's just kind of the whole legend that is around Ghost Mountain. Uh, Besides the albino cannibals, it seems like they're in the middle of it.
The land could very well be supernatural. But as far as albino cannibals. Sorry, albino monkey fairy cannibals. Now I'll say monkey because not hairy, but the whole tree swinging thing.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna get into my research now. Okay. Haycock Mountain, or Ghost Mountain, is located in Upper Bucks County, Pennsylvania. It is the tallest mountain in the area, measuring about 1,000 feet high, and rises above Nockamixon State Park. Haycock Mountain was named by early settlers because of its, quote, resemblance to a cock of hay. It is known by the locals as Ghost Mountain, pertaining to its supernatural sightings. Some of its stories include native burial grounds populated by the Wendigo tribe, ghosts of an old woman who's seen knitting in the window of her home, a wandering woolly mammoth, UFO sightings, and of course the albino cannibals.
Woolly fucking mammoth?
Yeah. Apparently.
And what was before the woolly mammoth? Aliens?
That's after the woolly mammoth.
Okay.
Yep.
What?
Yep. I will go on. The albino... The albino cannibal legend may have been inspired by the movie The Hills Have Eyes. It was believed that a clan of inbred albino cannibals live in the brush in the dense woods on the peak of a mountain, which is eerily similar to the story on Ghost Mountain. Evidence to back up these stories seems to be hard to find, but this is what I stumbled upon. There were carcasses of both human and animals ripped to shreds, droppings full of human DNA, and scattered limbs that have been picked clean. The local authorities seem to believe these stories because none of them have visited the woods to investigate the murders or missing persons cases.
So we can have more answers?
It is said that these cannibals live on the peak of the mountain in a concrete house with no windows. They blend into the trees, sneak up on people who hike on this mountain. Seems like no one who knows the legends of Ghost Mountain will visit it after dusk, trying not to become the next story connected here.
You know what I'm missing.
What?
Let's do it.
I mean, if you just want to go on a hike, that's fine.
Let's go on a hike there and bring the cameras.
Okay.
That'll be...
That's a Monday video.
Yes! That'll be the new Monday video. Coming out this Monday!
When it's not cold or raining, because we live in Pennsylvania.
Oh, the next Monday?
Wow.
Suck it, San Fran! Fuck you! Go Birds!
Next Sunday?
I'm talking about last Sunday.
Oh.
Next Sunday? Fuck you, Chiefs.
Do you think people who are fans of them are watching this?
I would probably watch this. But if not, fuck you! Go Birds, what?
Okay, this is the next story connected to this.
Okay.
It's the story of the Hanged Man.
Are we gonna get into the rule again thing?
Yes! I'll get into all of them.
Oh, jeez. Okay, the hangman on the same one in the book.
Yeah.
On the cover.
Yeah, they just had to touch that. Touch on that.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's the story of the Hanged Man. One of the other stories connected to this mountain is the Hanged Man. The story surrounds Gallows Hill Road. The story goes on that a man hanged himself after his kids had died from the flu on a downed willow tree on the side of the road. He hung there for days until someone noticed him and cut him down. It said that he was buried right there next to the tree that he hung from. People say that you're able to see his spirit near where the willow tree sat. The story ends with saying that you should not turn off your car 3 times, as it will not start again. That part kind of seems like all of the other car things you find with paranormal things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the reason it didn't turn on, he killed you, started.
You just have an old car, bro.
Yeah. Maybe, because some covered bridges come off of hills or are on top of the hill. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe the oil or the gas is like back. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what?
I've had that happen.
We did visit the covered bridge in Percy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if it's the same covered bridge. Percy and Sarsfield are the same. I'm sorry. Some parts are the same. You want to hear about the woolly mammoth?
Please.
Oblv. You want to hear about the woolly mammoth? Okay.
Please.
Next story of Ghost Mountain is about the wandering woolly mammoth. The story starts with saying that this is where the species became extinct. The Lenape Indians had their final encounter with them on the hill. Bones and skeletons have been unearthed in this region. It goes as far as saying that there are some mammoths that are still roaming and are sometimes seen by hikers.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all I could find. Probably because it's outrageous. But that's all I could find. So, take that as you will. Okay. The only reason why I enjoy it is because it is so outrageous and kind of just so out there.
Like Bigfoot got abducted by aliens right in front of my brother Clyde, and I just see Bigfoot whip out the fattest one I have ever seen and just started ripping with the aliens. And then Nessie was swimming along space and bit the spacecraft until they let her take a rip, and like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Next, we're gonna get into the UFOs. This is just, yeah. I mean, some of these are just incredibly out there, and only a couple of them I think would be credible. Credible is a stretch. Believable, I guess.
Yeah.
UFOs are often seen in many places, but Ghost Mountain may be a UFO landing site. This mountain is where many people say that they see unidentified flying objects in the sky. Some paranormal experts say that UFOs are more seen near energy generating stations. Pennsylvania is the second largest nuclear capacity in the nation with 9 nuclear power reactors. Closest generating station to this mountain is Martins Creek Power Plant, which is 30 miles away, which is a natural gas power plant, and the Limerick Generating Station, which is 33 miles away, which is a double nuclear powered generating site. So yeah, apparently it's a landing site.
Well,
okay.
It was mentioned that that is the tallest mountain in the area.
Yeah, it's Thomas Mountain, sorry.
So, just remote.
Yeah.
And you saying that, I see a lot of lights near them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know what a helicopter looks like, you know what a plane looks like. You know how fast it appears to be moving when you're standing still. But a dot just appears out of nowhere and just goes, whoop.
Sound effects and all.
Yes. We have to.
At least not in this part of Pennsylvania.
No.
No. Okay. Got one more legend. Can you guess what it is?
Is it the thing?
No.
Is it things?
No.
Is it the thing?
Yep.
In your wood.
The last story I have found is the story of Bigfoot. Driving around PA showed me that many cars have Bigfoot stickers, many knickknack shops have Bigfoot stickers, and the occasional house has a Bigfoot cutout. Said that Ghost Mountain is a hotspot for many cryptids such as Bigfoot, Jersey Devil, lizard people, wendigos, skinwalkers, frogmen, thunderbirds, and other monsters. Many natives, usually medicine men and witch doctors, say the land is cursed, even saying that the area houses a skinwalker.
You see? I don't throw cryptids out of plausibility. Only because we have seen Stranger Things that a big hairy bipedal walk around. Did you know Pennsylvania also has its very own Bigfoot? It is 5'8", probably about elf-back-ish.
Oh! Yes, I did know that.
My little story for the day, I forget where in PA, but basically the early colonists of the time, who were very German, basically were out going to pick apples for the season, and they see this hairy boy up in the tree, and yeah, it's a 5'8" Bigfoot. And that is the shortest account of a Bigfoot.
Like the shortest height?
The shortest height accounted for Bigfoot.
When was, like...
I'm sure Native Americans, if this thing is real, have definitely seen it. Because, I mean, how can you not?
Right.
But, yeah, the recorded to the white was like whenever the Germans came over. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have this teeny tiny Bigfoot.
Makes sense why you live here. After my research, many of these stories sound like local legends that you would find anywhere. Knowing that PA is one of the largest UFO sighting states doesn't make this any easier. I'm not necessarily scared of many of these legends, but I do believe in the energy attached to places, and that can draw in certain things, as Native Americans can curse land where they were wronged. The energy from settlers coming in, stealing land, the bloodshed that has happened during these wars are soaked in the dirt and will continue to fuel these legends. That's the end of my story.
So, let's talk things in your story now. Yeah? Okay. Sightings of Bigfoot.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
Anything pertaining to Native Americans. Because
Fair,
I
yeah.
believe it.
Yeah, me too.
Especially with what you were saying with energy and whatnot.
Yeah.
Who better to know spirituality than a Native American does?
Right.
Okay? Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though it's a pseudoscience, so who, as a scientist, can say we're alone in the universe? It's 3. Yeah. I don't believe in woolly mammoth, or even what we're titling this video.
Yeah.
Maybe there were albino people there, but like I said, they're demonized and they just want to be left alone, and they eat regular animal meat and not people meat.
Yeah. You know, as much as I would love to believe that there's a woolly friggin' mammoth walking around because I want to pet it, it's probably not. And yeah, I mean, I don't know when this book was written. I guess I could check. 2005. Apparently. Yeah, so, obviously, 2005, things were a little different. I think that the way that they portrayed the albino people was probably not meant to be derogatory towards the whole community of people who are albino.
I mean, he even said that in the book.
Right. But I just mean that it seemed like all the different things, like the people's accounts of them, and then the first part was like a little forward. Like a little too, yeah. It just sounded negative.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't meant to be, but it's just the way that they were phrasing it just sounded like these albinos worse things, like forgetting that they're human beings.
Yeah.
But I'm huh?
They also have black bones and red blood.
Right. Like, I mean, this was also the like the time where people looked at somebody who didn't look like them and went, ew. Like, audibly. So, yeah. And probably that was only a couple years after we discovered what lactose intolerance is, so I'm sure we didn't fully understand what albinism was.
Okay, well, if you're as shocked as we are about these albino cannibals as we are, subscribe, like, you know. Comment below if you got anything to say at all about what we just covered here today.
Yeah.
Well, see ya.